This call is now being
Good
recorded.
evening.
Okay.
Good evening,
Yo,
Mr. Francis.
Good evening.
all right. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Francis Emeka. I'm the head of policy and advocacy of community action um, against plastic waste. So last week, we on the 3rd of this month, we had our first section, which was on the health and environmental impacts of single use. Mr. Chukwudi from National Environmental Standard and Regulation Enforcement, NESRA. So we discussed a lot last week, but today we'll be looking at. Sorry, can you all hear me?
Increase
Yes,
your
we can
Yes.
hear you,
volume.
but please be audible a bit. Like
Yes, ma'am.
yes, increase your volume.
Plastic circular economy and enabling policies. You can see it from the screen. So,
Yes.
Mr. Dubry, please, I don't know, can you share my slide on the screen, please?
Oh, definitely I can do that. So I'm doing that right away.
Okay.
So just give me a moment to.
All right. As you do that, I think I should just continue. So, today we're going to start with the definition of the concept, and we're going to start with the meaning of circular economy. So, this circular economy is a model of production and consumption which involves sharing, leasing, reusing, repairing, refurbishing, and recycling existing material and products as long as possible. Now, the essence of this is to extend the life cycle of such products, and this goes against economic model, which involves take, make, consume, and throw away pattern. So we just want to like do something better. We want to advance a little by not using all those plastics and throwing it away. We are looking at a way we can recycle it, reuse it, share it, leave it out, repair it, or refurbish it, so that the life cycle will be extended. So that's for circular economy. So let's quickly go to the benefits of circular economy. So I hope we can all hear me.
Yes, I can.
Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can.
can.
Uh, so now we all know that this plastic um, brings pressure to our environment, and those plastic actually cause harm to the society, to us as women, to our agriculture, and to our water. So I would just say that Nigeria is ranked ninth globally among countries that distribute plastic waste, but unfortunately, 88% of the plastic waste is not recycled. So you can see that this causes what harm to our society, to us as women, and to our environment. So let's look at the benefits briefly of circular economy. I just want us to know what circular economy is and the benefits before we talk about the policies. Because if you don't understand those concepts, you will not actually know what we're doing here. Now, if plastic is everywhere, if those plastics are being recycled, you can see that it will be minimized. If we leave it out or we refurbish it, it will minimize to a particular level. Because when you go to, like in Abuja, for example, like if you go to some community, you discover that there are a lot of plastic everywhere. Now, people don't really know that you can actually create job from those plastics. What they do is that, like some of us fall victim of it, we might just drink bottled water and just trash it, or even sachet water. We just throw it on the way without knowing that these things can actually cause problem to our society and to us. Now, so when those plastics are being recycled, it reduces pressure to the environment. Number two is that it creates job. Now, circular economy, one benefit of circular economy is that it creates job. Because if we know that this plastic, you can actually get those ones that we throw away and sell it. If like some members of our society, like, we have women there that are unemployed, even the youth as well. Now, if they collect those things and sell it, they can actually get money even without stressing themselves maybe going out there to look for job. This one is just normal something. You can just go out there, pick those ones that are being trashed on the road and sell it to the organizations that recycle it. This can actually go a long way. Now, where a situation whereby we have many recycling companies in Nigeria here that you can see that from that alone, people like it will employ a lot of people instead of like we trash away. Now people like will be a kind of innovative. Let me don't go forward. People will be like, what do we think? We can create something from this and others. You understand? So this can actually create job. Then it will boost the economic growth. Yes, it will actually through taxes and other things. So the other one is it stimulates innovation. It makes us to be creative through circular economy, we tend to like, what can we actually do with this thing? Let's see if we can like convert this thing to other things. So this can actually go a long way. And the last one is that it improves security of raw materials. Now, the security, I don't need to go far, it's just self-explanatory. Now, instead of us having shortage of raw material, I think with the with circular economy, we all can like have enough instead of having shortage of it. So that's what I mean by that improve the security of raw material. So let's quickly go to the last part of the slide, which is the meaning of policy. Mr. Jubri, okay, you're there. Okay, now policy is a set of ideas or plan that is used as a basis for making decision, especially politics, economics, or business. So I don't need to explain this far. But before I go further, I don't know if there is anyone that have question, please. Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Do you
you.
have questions?
We can hear you. We are with you.
Yes, we are with you.
Actually, do you have any question?
No question.
Wow. Since there is no question,
Not yet.
I think we all understand what I'm saying. Okay. So right now
Sorry. Okay.
we're going to introduce our guest speaker. We have our
Yeah,
first guest
sorry.
speaker
Sorry,
here is
Mr. Francis. Hello, can you hear me? I have a question or observation for you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Okay, all right, thank you. Just a little observation because for some members just joining us, I would be glad if you can share what CAPWS, this particular organization that are hosting this program, what they are all about, a brief introduction of them. So what they do, their mission and their goal. It can be possible. Thank you.
Uh, that will be fine. But maybe let me call on Mr. Jubri.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jubri. Can you just throw a light on that before I continue?
Okay. Thank you very much. So, as the name suggests, which is community action against plastic waste. So you probably would expecting like another A, but it's just one A because we are more particular about those keywords. We are particular about community. We are about taking action and not just complaining. Oh, there's climate change problem. There's earthquake. There's flooding. There's all of this. So what action are we taking towards them? So we're about action and what our actions directed towards. Our primary enemy is plastic waste because plastic waste is really here to stay. There are some other things that we probably don't see, but plastic, we can see it, we can feel it, we can smell it, we can inhale it. So essentially, we're a youth-led organization that is trying to build economic prosperity from the issue of plastic waste pollution. And also by doing that, we are trying to tackle the problem of climate change. So that's essentially what we're doing. So we are ever growing, we are ever expanding. So at the moment, we have operations in more than 21 countries around the world. So, and it's uh, uh, all thanks to youth like us that are taking the responsibility to change the course of our nation, of our world for good. So that I don't sit here. There's a lot of noise, Mr. Slam. So you may want to turn off your. I can just control. Okay. So that's essentially what CAPWS is about. I'm going to share our website on the chat. So if you're interested to learn more, you can check us out here and you can follow us on our social media handles. Thank you very much, Mr. Eze Francis.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jubri. You said it all. And I want this section to be interactive. So anybody I call on, please feel free to talk. The essence of this thing is for us to just come together and, bring our ideas so that we can move our nation forward. So, Mr. Samuel,
All right, sir.
I hope that has. Are you okay with
I
that?
can.
Okay, okay. That means I can move on, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so
you
much.
can move on. You can move on.
Okay. So I will quickly introduce our first guest here. Um, mm, Christiana Imole Ayo from Trashmonga. Is she here? Hello, ma. Hello, Mrs. Christiana. Okay. I think I think she's not here. Okay. Let's quickly call on our second speaker. Okay, we have a second speaker, Mr. Body, saying from Crash Tower. Please, Mr. Body, are you here with us, sir? Mr. Body, yes, sir. Okay, 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 okay. I think I will soon join us. Sorry for this. So, let's quickly move on. Now we are looking at what we can do now. We're looking at what we can actually do because Nigeria have their existing we have an existing the existing policy that was actually drafted out, but we are looking at a way we can advance it. It's not that we're doing making a new policy or something like that, recommending a new policy, but we really want to work on the existing one so that it can accommodate all the necessary things we need um, um, to move our nation forward. So I don't know if Mr. Ahmed is here with us.
I think he's having network issues because is like he's left the meeting temporarily.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
O- I will just call on Mr. Samuel.
All right.
Samuel,
I'm with you, sir. I can hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. 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 Uh, I know you have a little something to share with us on this drastic social economy and enabling policy. So just to say, you have a little.
Okay. Sorry, where do you want me to come in? Should I shed more light? Mr. Francis, are you with me?
Yes, you can go on, sir.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It's a big pleasure being here this evening. So, just like Mr. Francis and other colleagues are giving us some insight about plastic management, waste management rather, most especially plastic, and how we can carve out economy which can be circular from plastic waste. So honestly, if I should ask us this question this evening, maybe it will take us some sort of time for us to respond. Like uh, on daily basis, like we cannot count the number of plastic we encounter, like we interact with, if I should use that word, because in one way or the other you must touch plastic. Either you touch the pet, or you deal with the high density polyethylene, or the low density one, LDP, or the so-called nylon, the PP, and the likes. So you can't do without plastic. And majorly, if you should look at the whole environment, we are being surrounded by plastic, from your some mostly the chairs you sit on, the even your takeaway package at your shopping malls, they are made up of plastics. Talking about your electronics, they are mostly plastic nowadays, because the actually engineers have seen that, you know, weight reduction in machines can actually minimize cost, and as well we bring some we close some gaps. So there are a whole lot of benefit to plastic, and as well, if you can see that in our automotive industry, a whole lot of plastic being used here and there from almost all the parts of. So scientists are carrying a whole lot of research, and there are so many funds that are going into plastic industry, at our university level, at polytechnics, higher institution of learning. So, and comparing the advantages which plastic have, the bad effect of plastic might really be harmful to the environment. Despite all of these advantages and so many other ones that you guys know about, we still have some of these detriments from plastic. Such even I think United Nations projected that there might be a kind of possibility in 2050 the number of plastic in the ocean might even be more than the number of fishes that are there. So aside from human, the plastic imposing issues on humans, plastic are as well affecting our other organisms, like take for example the fishes and the ocean. Some of them are, um, there is a kind of entanglement whenever they swallow plastic, some sort of plastic into their system, and you should know the effect that that one will bring to them. So, and as well, microplastic, scientists, researchers have found out that microplastic are actually affecting human. Inhaling nanoplastic and microplastic. Okay, fine. I work at a recycling company, so I work with a recycling organization. I know how crazy this the side effect of plastic as well. So take for example, there was one certain time the community where the recycling plant is have to sue the plant. Like one of their complaints was like tiny particle of plastic are getting into their water, the water they consume. So, and is at the long run making some of their guys to be infertile, like bringing up infertility issues. So we can see that there are a whole lot of disadvantage from plastic if and only if it's not being controlled properly. So the part of plastic generating circular economy from plastic is very realistic, like it's possible. Now if you should look at the part of collection of being created, I think there are so many awareness that are going on now, because firstly, if you want to make money from plastic, you have to consider one thing majorly, like your sorting. You must sort your plastic effectively. So there are a whole lot of campaigns, there are a whole lot of talks going on people disposing their plastic properly. There is no issue if you can dispose your plastic properly and keep it at a particular location or a hub, and then you have collectors around that will come and collect it. Because I must be honest with you, recycling plastic, I had the experience. I worked there, just like I said, as I said, recycling of plastic there are so many factors that you have to consider. The quality of the plastic you are recycling. You can't compare the purely harvested plastic from, let's say, from our event center. You can't compare it to the ones that have been trashed in a bush that have been there for so long, because some of them will have lost their plastic properties, and even when it's been recycled, test running, then carrying out sample analysis at the laboratory might really be giving you another trash of which another waste is being generated. You understand what I'm trying to say? So sometimes we are trying to convert those wastes to useful products, and at long run, most of them will realize that they've lost their plastic property, and they have to, unless there's some kind of research that might be carried out, and bringing up some additive that will be added to our plastic. So, and as well, people have been agitating that the additives that are being added to plastics as well, some of them are carcinogenic. So some of them are somehow carcinogenic, some of them are having a long-term effect on human system and the like. So a whole lot of research, a whole lot of innovation, a whole lot of things are going on in plastic. Yeah, circular economy for youth and women are really the point of discussion. There's no doubt about that. But I think this is one of the reasons why we have to we organize this program, because there's a whole lot of advocacy, there's a whole lot of sensitization that has to be carried out to the people at the community different levels on how to effectively dispose their plastic and how to generate income. There's a whole lot of organizations that have come up. There's a program that I attended some months ago in Lagos. I could realize that there's this organization. Maybe some of us knows them. Like that, this organization, I forgot their name. They created an application. So that means there's technologies gradually coming into plastic. Let me say into waste management. Let me use the whole waste as a whole. So technologies are coming. There are a whole lot of emerging technologies coming in. I'm sorry, I'm not taking my time. I will soon round up. So what I'm trying to say is there are a whole lot of technologies coming in. Yeah, you see, they created an app of which you can easily download it on Google Play Store. If you're using on your Android app, then you'll be linked up with different collectors around your community, around your areas. And once your own is for you to just log in on that app, then just notify them that okay, they should come and pick up this waste material, and before you know it, they are already at your doorstep. Then collect it, then they will pay you. They are not paying by cash, they will be crediting it gradually to your app. Once your money accumulates up to, let's say it has accumulated up to 5,000, and you want to have you want to request for your payment, then you will make a request from that app, and then your money will be delivered to you in your account. Can't you see there's a whole lot of technologies? And the part of sorting, there are so many, our Africans are really lagging behind. I must be honest with you, when it comes to researches. There's a whole lot of researches that funding that have been disbursed on using artificial intelligence, if you know what I'm talking about, in effective sorting of plastic as well, because you can't just collect plastic altogether and recycle them. So you have to sort the PP separately, then you sort the PET separately, you sort the HDP separately, you sort others separately. So it's a really a great opportunity this evening for us to learn. And I believe by having a kind of this mutual conversation, there will be a certain knowledge that will be added to us, that will be a takeaway for us this evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Francis. I hope I've not taken so much of your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel. That was a wonderful and was really educative. So I don't know if Mr. Ahmed is here with us now, or our speaker. So
Mr. Ahmed is not here, but Miss Christiana is available online now.
okay, Mr. Christiana is here.
Miss.
Oh, is it Miss? Okay, Mrs. Christiana. Please, wait. Let's have welcome our first guest, Mrs. Christiana. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christiana. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. You're welcome,
Okay.
ma'am. It's nice to have you.
Hello.
Hello, Madam Christiana from LBA.
We can hear you, please.
This is Akim
Yeah.
speaking.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
I hope we've been enjoying the meeting. It's really nice to be able to join eventually.
Yes, we will enjoy your class.
Okay. My name is Christiana, like I said, and I work with Trashmonger Limited. I'm not really here. I want to be sure everyone is hearing me, actually.
Yes,
We are
we
with
can hear
I
you.
can't
We
seem
can
to
hear
hear
you, man.
everybody.
we are with you. We are with you.
Okay. Trashmonger Limited is a waste collection and recycling social enterprise. So what we do majorly is we collect waste, we collect plastic, cartons, and tin, mostly waste, and we recycle them and sell to organizations that are using them as their natural resources, that use them for production process. So did you get that? I
Yes,
can't hear
please.
Yes,
Yes,
everybody
my
Yes,
love.
here.
we're with you.
we are with you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and also Trashmonger as an initiative, we have like an NGO side, which is where we majorly most times we use it for sensitizations for schools. We do cleanups. We go to organizations. We partner with organizations. Because we have about 300 informal workers. So most of them are actually internally displaced women, the refugees. So they work with us. They are the one that sorts our waste, and we work majorly also with youth from these youth, how do I say them now? The youth from the underserved communities, that we know them, this Bambola and the likes, mostly from people from the northeast. So what we have been able to do at Trashmonger is to create green jobs for them, because you know we realize that normally people that are wearing coat and suits, most of what we can do when it comes to the recycling phase and talk to when it comes to okay climate change and all, the best most of us can do is advocate. But these people, even before now, I think the first time I come to know about Babambula, they I think I was actually very young. I'm sure most of us have come across them too. Those people that come around and collect old clothes, and in return they give you maybe plastic, or they give you something. If you're familiar with that, I would like you to just say something if you know about it.
Yeah, okay. I think you should just continue, man.
Hello.
Hello. I think I know a bit about it, but not much anyway.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, the scavengers.
Yes, scavengers. I don't really like calling them scavengers though. So I prefer to call them
Ah,
informal workers, because the truth is they do most of it. If they don't come to collect, if they don't go to some of these our drainages, like dead drainages, to pick some of these things because they want to sell them, do you know how much our like communities would have been affected? I don't know if you get why I'm actually saying I don't prefer calling them that. So
Yes, we're
that
with you, man.
that is one of them. Yeah, I can hear you.
I think you should
Hello.
continue, man. Continue, we're hearing
Okay.
you.
Continue, you can continue.
All right. Okay. So that is what we do majorly, and presently our site is at Apo, and we are sharing. One of the thing this we I realized even practicing recently is this for partnership goal. Collaborating with people to reduce the workload, and just make sure that what we are preaching is what we are doing. Yes.
Okay.
and majorly to increase our involvement in circular economy. Like we are really embracing, we are doing our best to embrace circularity in whatever we do. So let me. I think we've all gotten my part of introduction and everything. So I think I would like to go to what we are talking about today.
Yes, but you can continue, ma.
Okay. I see. Excuse me. Okay. The first thing I'm seeing here is steps to implement a circular economy and other. Excuse me. Sorry. And other alternatives for single-use plastic. Okay. So one of the things I've come to realize is that before, because the other day I was with someone at ShopRite and we were talking about how is it possible for big like places like ShopRite and other big malls, you know, when they want to serve their parfait or when they package their parfait, their yogurt and the rice, they have to use plastic because that is like the only for now. That is what they are also trying. I heard they've been thinking about how to change these things and probably make it more eco-friendly, but then it looks like it's very impossible. I want to be sure you're hearing me because I can hear myself. I don't know
Well,
why.
We can hear you, but
perfectly.
it's
We can
echoing.
hear
It's
you very well.
echoing.
What's
It's echoing. We can hear you.
You. We can hear you.
So we can hear you, but sorry, Mr. Francis, you might
Yes.
please try to mute your call if you are not talking so that it won't be echoing. Thank you, sir.
Miss Christiana, you can go on, please.
She has left. Maybe she's trying to do the technical.
Okay. Let's as we
Let me
wait for
signal
her.
from her. Let her continue.
She
Can
has
you hear
left.
me now?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
I hope it's better than before. Okay. Steps to implement circular economy.
Hello, Miss Christiana, we can't hear you anymore.
Okay, I think she's having network problem or something else.
Can you hear me now?
So
Okay, yes, now we can hear you.
And I've been talking. I thought people can hear me. Jesus.
Go
Hello.
ahead, please.
Yeah, please
Hello.
proceed.
Hello.
Okay, so
Proceed.
hello.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay, I said one of the steps. One of the thing I have come to understand is if you want to make a change, you start from us. Waiting for somebody or anybody to make the change. I think there is a code there. around that, if we are waiting for someone to get it done, then it might never get done. So it has to start from us. How will it start from us? Let's come back to our own. What do you, when it comes to the product, your daily use product, are you conscious about the environment? Have you made up your mind to be eco-friendly when you choose the things you want to do? The things I made a post recently, I don't know, on our trash monger account. Part of what we use the account to do is to enlighten people. We talk about other options they can embrace instead of single-use plastics. Instead of going to the market without a bag, you can decide to go with maybe there are these bags that are made with fiber or something. Go with your bag. When you go with your bag, at least it will reduce the number of nylons that they will give to you that day, which you have to probably just dump in your basket, in your waste basket, and you don't care how it goes out, who picks it up, or if it's just dumped on another dump site, and from there gets to the drainages or block a particular pipe or something. So I am of this opinion that it all starts from our daily use. It all starts from what we do and what we use on a daily basis. So one of it is embrace eco-friendly products. Like make it like your watchword. People they have straws now that though it's funny when you carry straws around your bag. I think they have this metal for straws now. Like it's not plastic, so it's something you can use clean. I think there is one too that is actually wooden, because some of these things that are not everywhere yet. I think they are still a bit like costly, but they are alternatives. Like these are alternatives that we can embrace. There are things that once you buy them once, you can use them again and again before there is need for you to say I want to replace it, or it's not good anymore. So these are products that, and we have one of our partner like Ecobata, like I think they have a store online now that you can buy some of these eco-friendly products. They have plates, they have bottles and the likes that you can just use. These are the things you can use to preach to, like talk about it, talk to friends and family, and to just reduce the use of single-use plastics. Like,
Thank you very much, Ms.
okay,
Christina. I can see that you're
yeah,
really struggling with your flu. So let's
yeah,
give you a
yeah.
breather. We
Okay.
can, Mr. Francis, are you still there?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so over to you now. Let's give Ms. Christiana a little breather.
Okay. As she work on our network, I think we should just continue. Okay, this question, I'm going to throw this question to everyone here, because as I said, just as I said before, the essence of this section is for us to just come together and bring our ideas that can make us to move forward. So from the existing work policy drafted, where I have one of the policy goal, and one of the policy goal is I'm coming. Okay, one of the policy goal is to reduce plastic waste generation in the environment by 50% of its baseline figures of 2020 by the year 2025. Now, we all know that Nigeria is ranked ninth globally among countries that distribute plastic waste. But unfortunately, 88% of the plastic waste are not being recycled. Now, looking at the existing policy, now we have I think we are in 2022, and we have like 3 years left for us to like reduce the plastic waste generation in the environment by 50%. So do you think this is possible since you have 3 years left? This question is for everyone, please.
I didn't get the question right though.
Okay.
Hello, I got the question.
Okay. Did you get the
How
question?
can we
Okay.
reduce, yes.
Yes,
How can we
yes.
reduce plastic? Hello.
Since one of the policy goals is to reduce plastic waste generation
Yes, now.
in the environment by 50%
The
of its baseline figure.
visibility is 30%. The visibility is
Okay, go on. Are you there? Okay. Let me quickly
Sorry,
go through the
Mr.
question
Francis,
again.
you can retake the question again. Yeah, that's all right. So
Okay.
that
Okay.
others will be able to listen.
Okay, let me go through the questions again. Now, from the existing policy goal that was drafted out, one of the goals was to reduce plastic waste generation in the environment. Can you all hear me? Now, one of the goals is to reduce plastic waste generation in the environment by 50% of its baseline figure of 2020.
Okay, I think I can help restate the question. So there's one of the policies that every year till 2030, if I'm correct, we ought to reduce our plastic pollution by 50%. Okay. Now, if we look at the target of 2025, are we still able to achieve that target? So for instance, let's say in 2022, we are producing, let's say 50 million tons of plastic waste. We should be able to reduce that to 25 million by 2023. By 2024, we should be able to reduce 25 million to 12.5 million. By 2025, we ought to have reduced 12.5 million to 6.75 or something like that. So are we still able to reach that target? That's the question. So if you want to speak, I think it would be nice if you can raise up your hand. So Mr. Niidere, I think you have something to say.
as I was saying. Hello. Hello.
We can hear you. Please go on.
So the feasibility of reducing it by 50%, we have less than 3 years. Let's say 3 years at once. The feasibility of it is that the advocacy of campaigning on the wasting of plastic is not yet to the highest level. Because at most communities have not known that the plastic itself is the money to them. They didn't know that, okay, when I do this thing, I should create a separate can, a separate poly bag for it to keep it. I've started doing it in my community, in my house. To tell them that this plastic, we are trying to reduce plastic in the community, in the whole Nigeria. So what we can do now, we should increase our advocacy within the TDA of each community, of each local government. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, please.
So when we start our advocacy with the TDA, they were able to tell the people in the community, each community, each association that this plastic we can make source of income from it. So that is how we can reduce it. If we start now, I hope we can still reduce it. Then we can reduce it up to 50%. Then we will make a way. So when we start the advocacy, it will increase people awareness that people know that this plastic, when I finish drinking petrol, it can serve as an income for me. They were able to what? We were able to reduce it. We were able to reduce it. If we didn't do our awareness to this community, we can't get the actual thing by 2025. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Nii. Yeah, Mr. Francis. Hello, Mr. Francis.
Hello, Mr. Gubri.
Yes, sir.
My name is Abdullah Hakim. I'm mentioned as Abdullah Hakim.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abdulhakim. That was a very nice submission. I want to hand over to Mr. Francis now, but I don't know if he can still hear me.
Mr. Francis?
Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry, I think we lost Mr. Francis, or maybe he's having issues with his call.
Have someone raising up their hands to talk. So, Ms. Abiba, please turn on your mic and share with us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As Mr. Abdulhakim has said, we should increase in advocacy. Fine, he's right. Like, there are policies that they should include it in curriculum, school curriculum, right? But I think the extended producer responsibility is also very important, because they are the one that can even help to reduce it. They are the most important party that can help in reducing it. Once you know your production target for a month is this, then you should know you should be able to recover at most 90% of what you are producing for that month. And they know their customers, they know their what's it called, markets already. So they'll play a vital role in helping to reduce plastic waste. Since we can't ban plastic, it's not possible to ban the use of plastic totally. The only thing is for them to collaborate with this all these plastic waste, whatever, so they can help in recovering what they are producing. I think that's the only thing. Then we should increase the advocacy by including it in curriculum in schools, so that once the teenagers are eco-friendly, then that means we are going a very, very far way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Biba. Dr. Sam, over to you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, before we finally hand over to Mr. Francis, I would like to.
Mr. Sam, can you become audible again?
Okay. Am I audible enough?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. With regards to what Ms. Abibat just said now, okay, there's a need for advocacy. There's a need for advocacy. Like looking at we Nigeria reducing this plastic at the 50% rate by 2030, right? Is it okay? 2025. Okay. So because I'm looking at the whole scope, I'm looking at the the manufacturing industry, then I'm looking at the final consumers, the way we manage our plastic. So I wouldn't want to say it can be realized, but we will keep trying our best as we keep praying for the country, even from the leadership to the lowest cadre. So yeah, what I'm saying is, okay, this should start from our immediate community. Yeah, because I understand what Ms. Abiba is trying to say. The manufacturers, those producing and packaging with plastics, are are those that have to be monitored. You know, monitoring them properly, because they are the producers. So if they don't produce, how are we going to consume? Talk more of flaunting plastics around. So, but yeah, if we can be sensitized, and if there can be some binding policies, just like more of like law. So let's take, for example, all these our events, parties, and the likes. If, to me, what I'm thinking of is okay, take for example, there's a hall or maybe an open field where we are expecting that, okay, at least plastic, people will they will misuse plastics there, you know, ranging from their soft drink, then pure water, and all sort of plastic. Even some will go as far as printing some plastic bowls, and you know, a whole lot of things are being shared. So, but I'm looking at that particular point. If there can be a point, a system whereby there should be a rule. Okay, if you are going to organize this event here, so you must ensure that you get a collector for yourself that will monitor those plastic there, that will harvest, that will collect those plastic bags, and won't allow this plastic to just escape into our community. That's one point of view that I'm looking at. And as well, I'm looking at you know, integrating this plastic education, waste management education into our curriculum at all levels, even at the university level, even at the primary school level. They should have this orientation that, okay, I should be able to curb the incessant use or unnecessary use of plastics, because, you know, even I myself have gotten to the level of, if you should check my pocket, as I'm talking to you right now, I have an empty sachet of pure water in my pocket, and I have one that I bought pie with. So I didn't want to just trash them away. I just kept them there till I get to where I will finally dump them, because we've gotten to realize that, okay, with over time, people tends to follow what they hear and what they see. So if we are practicing it and we are advocating for this, even within our institution of learning, so over time we'll have this smooth plastic waste management in Nigeria. But me looking at that 2030, I think we have not done much yet, but there are a whole lot of organizations that I imagine. So, and we are really glad that even in Nigeria, such things is happening. Take for example, the community action against plastic waste. So there's this level of ascension from them, because I could realize 2 years ago, CAPWS is not like this, but you know, CAPWS have been able to spread this good news to at least thousands and millions of people, both electronically, both physical presentation, and, you know, sensitization. So all these kind of things can actually add up to our policies. And as well, we should look into the area of production and consumption, just like what Ms. Alba said. So we have to strike the balance. Okay, if they can produce this, they should be able to cater for what they are producing. And in the Western world, there are some research that have been done, and I don't know if we have heard about edible plastic. So I don't know. It might not really be coming so soon to Africans. So, but I don't know how. I believe the this research can be actualized. Let me use the word actualized. Though what they are looking at is they have developed some of our all these kind of junks that we normally eat. Some of them are being wrapped in a plastic. So they are looking at working on those wrappers. They are plastic wrappers, right? But I watched a YouTube video on that and I was so amazed. Like they ate both the pie that was wrapped and both the wrapper together. So I'm just trying to say the level of research that have been made. So, but in Africa, we take things with levity and nobody cares. We just flaunt and fling our plastic nylon and wherever we like, and we believe that maybe rain will come and drain it off and carry it off and whole thing. But we end up messing up our environment, of which so many harms have been caused by this incessant flaunting of plastic waste. So I believe we can meet up with this only if some of these factors can be looked into. And
Okay.
I believe
Thank you
we
very
can
much,
find
Mr. Sam. So this discussion is very interesting, but I think Ms. Abibat still has something to add into that. So Ms. Abibat, a quick one, 2 minutes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I think since we are working with the Ministry of Environment, and I think Mr. Shukudi, Engineer Shukudi, last week was talking about some task force also regarding plastic waste. So I think if we can have this policy, the polluter pay principle, in our schools, if we can segregate our waste right from the school level, the primary, secondary, and so on, then at our workplace also, and the policy is known, if the advocacy is done on TV, radio, and others, so people will know, even when a moving bus is ongoing, if you can't keep your waste with you till you get to your destination, it's better for you to drop it in your bus. Then the bus owner will know how to use it. If we can include the polluter pay principle in our policy, I mean, we suggest it to the government or to the Ministry of Environment. So once people are aware about, once I do this, then I have to pay. Like all this kick against indiscipline in Lagos, if we can do that, I think it will also go a long way to assist. Because if there is no rule, I mean, what do they call? Yoruba will say, "Lucio Sofi Kosesha." I mean, Lucio Sofi Kosesha. You understand what I'm trying to say?
If there's no sin, if there's no law, there's no sin. Okay,
There is
thank you
no
very
rule,
much,
there is no
Mr.
law.
Gilbert.
Yes.
That's a very nice one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. You all have spoken very well, and your ideas have been noted. Let's quickly go to the second question because we don't have much time. So what you all said is being recorded, and the second questions goes this way. Now, one of the policy goals as well is to transform all plastic products, packaging material, and its waste to a resources. Now, how do you think this is possible, coupled with Nigeria mentality or our behavior towards our plastic waste? So, what do you think we can do, or what do you think is, you can recommend to transform all these plastic products or packaging material and its waste to a resources? You can just identify yourself. Mr. Jubri can take note of that. Thank you. I hope we all got my question.
Yes. I
Okay.
think while we were asking the question, Miss Christiana came in.
Okay, Miss.
So I would like to direct the question to her. Maybe she probably has, let's say, a professional insight to this. So the question is, there's the need for us to convert all our plastic to something useful. And considering the attitude of, let's say, Nigerians as a group of people, how do you think we can deal with this? What do you think are the possibilities for converting all our plastic to useful material? So that's the question in essence. So please, 3 minutes, would like you to share with us. Thank you. Miss Christiana.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Okay, I think one of the things I have come to notice now is, okay, these questions are the questions I asked you until I think was it August. I was at LBS, and we one of our facilitator is a serial. I'm not really sure of her name now. She works with Fibra, so she also mentioned how most of these organizations like Coca, 7-Up company, all these bottling companies, they are already looking for to get back the plastics, to make sure that, okay, the plastic get back to them so that it won't just go to the drainage or something. And these measures they put in place is still not everywhere, because like like it's just like when the president is requesting for something that is happening in the local environment, like the timing before it now gets really activated and people start working takes time. So for our Nigerians, like we have this mentality, like, okay, the first time I think the first time I actually heard about or come to notice, okay, I'm not supposed to drop my plastic on the floor after the bottle, after using it, was like just a friend. And I just realized the moment I drop the plastic, its mode would change, or it would just say, why would you drop it? Can't you just put it in your bag? Where you bought it from? Or the plastic offend you or something, like just to it just created that consciousness that, okay, actually I'm not supposed to litter the ground. I'm not supposed to drop it on the floor. So I still go down to us being intentional about what we want, the change we want to achieve. Yes, we are just, let's say, 11 here right now, but imagine if in your family they start knowing you for this thing, you start making them see the need as an individual, like, okay, this is why we are trying to do this. It is actually for the benefit of everyone. And before we know it will it, I'm sure there are policies that would eventually come in place that would talk about, okay, I think there's a place in Lagos that they said if you drop anything, maybe they will you pay fine or you start sweeping. Like I don't know if anyone have heard about that. So things like this will definitely start making people adjust. It is there when we drop the plastic that there is this, our conscience actually pricks us, but then we are just like nobody cares. Not that anybody is going to pick me out for it. So one of the major thing I think we can do is advocacy, talking to people about it, using our social media platform, talking to our friends and family, like you yourself, do they know you for these things now? When anybody talk about you, at least let's one of the things they talk about is you can't drop plastic in front of this guy. You can't just lick your feet and just drop the wrap on the floor, because is either you pick it or she picks it, or she just say something that you might not feel good about. So we don't have to say it like, okay, we are fighting them, but we are trying to fight what might happen if we don't make this change now. So majorly advocacy, then implementing it in our homes to sort your waste from your home, sort the plastics. You can have the bins, make sure, okay, you have a separate bag for your plastic, for your recyclables, and the other one for compost, um the waste that can decompose or something. So you should we should just have we can have that so in place. And you know people might see you in your offices, in your workplace, you can propose it. Like, that is just how we keep spreading it out there. Okay, how about we do this? How about we do this? And the truth is, it's actually easier that way when we sort our waste, because by the time it's just that people don't want to do something until they feel like there's going to be a gain for it. Like they want that quick. Okay, if I do this, I get this. But the truth is, when we do these things now, the result might not show like right now, but then the earth will be better for it. I hope I've been able to answer the question.
Yes, thank you very much. I think Mr. Ajila Said wanted to say something. I'm not sure. Mr. Ajila Said.
No, 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 no. I'm just listening. I trust me. I'm really enjoying the program.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually, I'm
Okay.
new to. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Hello. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
we can hear
actually
you.
new to this plastic initiative. Even though I've always volunteered for cleanup initiative in relation to plastic. You get. So I really
Yes.
want to get to understand the economic aspect of plastic, maybe through recycling or reselling or something like that. So that's why I joined the program. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Francis, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you. You all have spoken well, and your ideas are being noted. I wouldn't go to the third question because we don't have much time. I don't know if we should continue. Please, if you want us to continue, maybe you can raise up your hand.
I mean, we can make it very brief. So,
Okay. Okay, we can make it very brief. Okay. So, is there any other person that wants to contribute? Because I believe we have some persons here that have not spoken since this section started. Please feel free to say
okay, Miss
something.
Abibat has raised up her hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much. I think where we are discussing about recycling. There is need for us to also know that when we recycle this plastic, there's a research that tells that once you are recycling, the source, that is the waste product generated from that recycling also is contributing to climate change, that global warming. So there are other ways we can reuse our plastics. I remember when I was working with a school then, they were doing this craft and art design. You can reuse them in making flower vase, pots, and so many things that we can also use all these single-use plastic for. Instead of talking about recycling. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when we reuse them, it's like we are innovating as well. It creates room for other things. Oh, we can develop this thing using plastic. We can, instead of recycling, because recycling itself is creating another problem. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't know if we can look into that as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I think you are still
Hello.
with us because when I circular economy using,
Hello.
can you hear me? I mentioned that. So if this, that's why I say this section is for us to like bring our ideas together so that we can recommend. So if you have anything, do you have anything to say about that?
Mr. Niidere has he's raised up his hand. But after him is
Are
Miss
you there?
Christian. I think she wanted to say something too. Please, if we can make it like 90 seconds max, please. Thank you. 90 seconds. Mr.
Yeah, maybe
Dereni, Mr. Kim, Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello.
90
What
seconds,
I
please.
will, what I will have to is that there is a lot of recycling that they are doing now that is not affecting the environment. There is a lot of things they are doing now, the recycling that they are doing now that is not affecting the environment, even the climatic change. There is a lot of incinerators that they are using now that will never affect the pollution of the environment. So not every recycling affects the environment. That is what I'm going to ask you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, Miss Christiana, I think you raised up your hand as well.
Okay, what I wanted to say was that what she said is actually valid. It's just that presently, like these are things we can actually do, like what I said, like in schools, and I think there is someone I know that uses this same plastics to design, like mix frames and just innovative designs and in frames with waste product like this cartons, tin, and the like. But the thing is, recycling looks like the biggest thing now for you to record more volume of, like to retrieve more volume of plastic waste, or let's say waste majorly. I don't know if you can hear me.
Can
We
hear
can
you.
hear
We
you.
can
We
hear
can
you.
hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Yeah. So recycling is like, with recycling we can get more volumes. We can at least in our organization, let's say in a month, if not more than, we have at least, we retrieve at least maybe 1,000 tons, 1,000 metric tons of waste, like in a month. So imagine if we want to start designing with that. How much are we able to retrieve? How much are we able to manage at that point in time? There is this art at Lagos Business School at the EDC Center. They have this design, like very beautiful design of, it looks like a ball, a very big one. Then the person used nylons, these plastic bags, this yellow and black, our yellow and black, yellow and blue nylons. Imagine trying to melt that into like design, using it to design a very big ball. I mean a very big ball. So I think they said, I can't really get the figures of how much plastic. Just imagine you are storing, like you have a storeroom, and how much will it take you to store that much plastic in that bag then before you start the processing? So these other things can actually work eventually, but then I feel that recycling is one major way to, like, get these things back in a large volume. Like since we have the 2030, we want to reduce it to 50%, then I think recycling is still, that is me saying recycling is still what would work for now. And
Thank you very
what we
much,
can do
Ms.
is,
Christiana.
yeah.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
wonderful. Ms. Okirike is on the line as well. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, is it me?
Yes, ma'am. 90
I
seconds, please.
okay, my own suggestion in all those things that we have mentioned, in as much as we are also mentioning towards recycling, we also believe that there are other people who are already doing this. So it's now for us to map out those organizations that are already getting results, map out those organizations, see how we can work with them. There are people doing beautiful things, so we all want to come into it to be doing it full time, map out, because what worked best in this recent time is continuous collaboration. You see how you can collaborate. If it means sending some of the members of the organization who are in that particular state to go and work with them like an intern, they can learn and bring it back to the organization, and the organization will continue from there. So that is my suggestion. I think instead of us starting from the scratch, which is still very good, we should also think, map out people already carrying out this task and see how we can come in, collaborate, learn or work as an intern with them, learn this thing and bring back to the organization and start implementing it as soon as possible. You get see the side effects, see what the results they have got, the setback and all that. That will help when you are implementing it to be easy to implement project on recycling without struggle. Thank you so much because of time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone. You all have spoken very well. Let's briefly go to the last question because we don't have much time so that we can summarize and end this our section today. So I don't know if Mr. Ahmed is here with us. Mr. Jubri?
No, he is not.
Okay, he's not. Okay, let's quickly go to the last question. We're going to take a few minutes where we work on it, then we end our section today. Now it goes this way. To limit it and end this section. Okay, it goes this way. One of the policy goal is to limit the impact of littering of certain single-use on-the-go plastic packaging products and waste material in the Nigeria environment. So how do you think this can be achieved? Please, we have like 3 minutes to answer this so that we can end the section for today. I hope we all got the question. Hello, everyone. Hello. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So I hope we got the question, or should I go through it again?
Again, please.
Okay, I say one of the policy goal is to limit the impact of littering of certain single-use on-the-go plastic packaging products and waste material in the Nigeria environment. So how do you think this can be achieved, or what can we do to achieve this? Mr. Nii, do you have something to say?
I don't have.
Oh, you don't have. Someone raise up his hand. Oh, okay.
That's you. You raised up your hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
You can go ahead
Okay.
and share your excitement.
Okay. So I don't know if some of us got this question. You know what it means now? Throwing trash around the single-use plastics or the packaging products or waste materials in Nigeria. So how do we limit all those things? So what do you think we can do to, because when we're on, I think Mr. Samuel said something that he drank a sachet of water and he couldn't trash it because he knew there was need for him to keep to trash that the nylon safely. So he has to like put it inside his pocket. So what do you think we can actually do? Because so many of us, just as I said before, we drink bottled water and we trash it anyhow. Some of us, even when we are driving, we're like, after taking this, we just throw it on the road. So what can we actually do to reduce all these things as good Nigerians or good citizens? So you can just, anything you have, just say and let's end this section safely.
Miss Khadija, please go ahead.
Is there anyone that have something to say?
Khadija Suleiman, Bola Balogun, in that order. Please, 90 seconds, please.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me. I just joined in anyway, but I joined in at a very good point. I believe what we can do is that, number one, I've been thinking about it. Can we write those major bottling companies? Are you getting it? Ordinarily, if it's not an easy thing for my citizens to come up with machineries that will help to melt these bottles into other useful products, can we have them as a major recycler? So they have aggregators that come to them and then they pay them. And we just need to continue with the education of the general populace on proper disposal of their waste. I believe if they have it a situation where they know that okay, if they take it to so place, they are going to get value, money back guarantee and the likes, then people would learn to keep their bottles, collect. Everybody is going to be a collector just to go and how do I put it, get some money back. And I think that would resultantly even drive those companies to see what they can do into the producing, making better production of better materials instead of the one-use plastics that majority of them are using. That's my input. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have Miss Bola Balogun as well. Please go ahead. Or maybe Mr. Bola Balogun, I'm not sure.
It is Mrs. Bola.
Okay, thank you. Miss Balogun. Hello. Okay.
Hello, can I say something?
Yeah, sure, please. 90 seconds, please.
90 seconds. What I will just say is that let us inculcate it from our own home, from our own children. That don't throw anything on the floor. You can put it inside your bag. When you see a place to trash it, just drop it there. We should tell our children, because I was taught to in the year 2010 when somebody came to volunteer in my organization. I saw where I was taking it out. When I saw someone just taking bottle of pure water and throw it through the window into the drainage. He was not telling me that if the government built a drainage for us to be using, the government won't come there to it is we that are the problem of the drainage. That if I saw him finish taking water, that he kept the bottled water inside his bucket, his bag, because that is how they taught them in UK. I felt ashamed. Since then, I cannot go out without not wearing something with my, not having pocket in my dress, or carrying something. I will put it inside. I will put it inside the bag. But when I saw somewhere to track it, I will put it inside. So let us inculcate it from our home. That is what I will. We can tell our children, don't throw something on the floor. If you don't have anything,
That's what I was going to say.
And put it when you say it's start. Thank you very much.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, what I was going to say is similar to what the last speaker just said. You know, it's often said that charity begins at home. So we should teach our children the importance of, trashing. Then we should also take this to their schools. So even in schools, if they are being taught the importance of trashing and all that, so one will be conscious. Like it happened to me twice. After taking my sachet water, I couldn't trash it anywhere. I had to keep it on me until when I got home. Even the same with bottled water, you see my car, I'm always about, each time I do, I'm very conscious about it. So, all these things, it should just be something that will just start from the grassroots and let them see the importance of trashing, not trashing anywhere. You let your children be aware. We have a separate bin where we keep our sachet water, the plastic water, things like that. So at least it will go a long way when the children are being caught young early enough for them to understand the importance of proper disposal of their plastic waste and other materials. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Well noted. Just as she said, charity, they said, begins at home. So it's good. We use our current government slogan, which says change begins with you. So as you behave towards such positive way, others tend to learn from you. So I encourage us all, anywhere you are, wherever you find yourself, don't take bottled water and just throw it on the street or on the road. anywhere, or even sachet water. It's always good, even if you have your handbag, you can put it inside there. There are people that sell those things, so you can even give those babambulas and the rest of them. So this can really go a long way. So I want to use this opportunity to thank every one of us for creating out time. I know you're very busy today, but you just have to like create time. Like and some of us, I believe this is weekend and we're supposed to be resting, but because you feel like this thing is very very important, you joined us, and I appreciate you. And I say may God continue to bless each and every one of us. Um, I believe to I we are going to have I think we're going to have our next session, and I will also hope to see you there as well. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night rest.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. What's the low? Hey,